I see you're back with more melodrama from the Bible for me. You know me all too well, sir. When you left off, Jacob had been tricked into marrying Leah. How's that going? Well, he's pretty upset about being deceived into sleeping with the wrong woman. I'll bet he is. But surely consummating the marriage under false pretenses invalidates the whole thing? Oh no, he's stuck with her. Oh really? Yep. But Jacob gets his intended bride, Rachel, after laboring another 7 years for Uncle Laban, so it's all good. Aw, well, now he has 2 wives to love. Oh no, he only loves Rachel. He doesn't like Leah. Oh, well, I guess that's understandable. He was tricked into sleeping with her that one time. Yeah, and you'd think he'd grow to like her after she bears several children for him. Pardon me? Leah has 7 children, all fathered by Jacob. Oh, he still sleeps with a woman he doesn't like and was tricked into marrying? He does. So these incest devotees are also sex addicts. It's all starting to add up now. They are a randy bunch to be sure. Well, if Jacob has this many kids with a woman he doesn't like, he must have a ton with the favored Rachel. Not even one until quite some time later. Is God meddling with fertility issues again? God's meddling with fertility issues again. God meddling with fertility issues again is tight. Yeah. And why is God doing that? God wants Leah to have children right away because he knows she's unloved. But he doesn't lift a finger at first for Rachel. Oh, poor Rachel. She's fine. She just gives her slave, Bilhah, to Jacob for, you know. Oh, we're doing that again? We're doing that again. Quite a few more times. Wow. I know. You see, after Leah has her first 4 kids, she has trouble conceiving for a while. So during the dry spell, she gives her slave, Zilpah, to Jacob for, you know. This Jacob is a total horn dog. You ain't lying. He'll be a fine role model of domestic conduct, sure to stand the test of time. I couldn't agree more, sir. On one occasion, he even has his stud services purchased by Leah from Rachel for nothing more than mandrake plants. What the hell are those? It really doesn't matter. Suffice to say, Jacob is always ready for action. Well, okay then. So, you hinted that God does eventually undo Rachel's infertility? Yes, eventually he does remember Rachel and finally allows her to conceive. Oh, a very forgetful deity. He can be, yeah. So things are going pretty well for Jacob now with the ladies. How are things with treacherous Uncle Laban? Well, he cheats Jacob several more times, but then Jacob scams his uncle right back with God's help. God is actually participating in the cheating and the scamming? He sure is. Wow. So Jacob finally tires of being swindled constantly, so he strikes out on his own. It took over 14 years of being conned for him to figure this out. Amazing but true. He's not very bright, is he? With all the inbreeding in his family line, I think we all need to be a little more understanding, sir. You're right, that wasn't very sensitive of me. So where does he go? He decides to head back home to see his father, Isaac. Isaac? Wasn't he on his deathbed 20 years ago when Jacob left? He was. And yet Jacob expects to see him alive after all this time? Apparently so. Oh, these people must take forever to die. Yeah, they do. So on the way back to Canaan, Jacob wrestles with God one night. He wrestles with God? What's going on there? Oh, it's very unclear, sir. This encounter is not explained in any way. Okay. Well, Jacob is a sneaky little bastard, no doubt. But my money's on God in this particular matchup. Good call, sir. God does win. Called it. But only after he resorts to some hip dislocation move that no mortal could possibly perform. God has to resort to some sort of magical maneuver to best a lone human in hand-to-hand combat? He does. Wow. So then God blesses Jacob and renames him Israel. But we're going to waffle between the 2 names randomly. Why? I don't know. Well, okay then. And then Jacob goes to make amends with his brother Esau. Won't that be hard to do considering the craven treachery that Jacob inflicted on his poor brother? I mean, he stole his birthright. Actually, it's going to be super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yep, Jacob just sends him several hundred goats and sheep as a gift, and they just make up right away. Wow, for a minute there, I thought we might be in store for some genuine family drama. Yeah, that was close. So from there, we move to a story of rape, followed by love, followed by mass circumcision, followed by massacre. What? Well, that's basically the whole story. So, moving on. Let's flesh that out a bit, shall we? Well, one day, Jacob's daughter Dinah is out taking a walk, and she gets raped by a Canaanite named Shechem. How awful! Oh, it is. But the rapist's father is the local ruler, Hamor, and he thinks he can talk Jacob into being fine with his daughter being sexually assaulted. How on earth does Hamor think he's going to manage that? Well, it turns out his son, the rapist, falls in love with his victim Dinah, and he wants to marry her. Oh, really? Yeah. And Hamor asks if the respective tribes can all just get along and intermarry. And of course, Jacob tells Hamor to go fuck himself. No way, not this guy. He just sort of stays out of it and lets his sons handle things. The rape victim's own father has nothing to say about his daughter being defiled. Not one word. Oh, it's so nice when a little girl can look up to her daddy. Jacob's another Father of the Year candidate for sure. Does anyone seek retribution for Dinah? Well, her brothers are definitely pissed, so they hatch a little plan. And what's that? They tell Hamor and Shechem that their proposals are acceptable if every man in their tribe gets circumcised. The sticking point here isn't the initial rape, it's the fact that the rapist and his tribe don't practice circumcision. That's the supposed rationale. Dinah's rape is frowned upon, but foreskin is absolutely unacceptable. Oh, these people are so freaking weird about foreskin. Yeah, they are. So what does the victim, Dinah, think of all this? Oh, we never find out what her thoughts are in any way. Why not? Are you really asking me this? She's just a typical female in the Bible. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. So what does Hamor think of the circumcision proposal? He gets on board right away, and every male in the clan gets circumcised. Wow, these guys are so weirdly agreeable to having their penises mutilated. Yeah, but they think by doing so that they'll be opening up another source of nookie. I guess that would make it worthwhile. Actually, it doesn't, because the circumcision was just a ploy. What? Yeah, 3 days post-op, Hamor and his men are still so incapacitated that it only takes 2 of Jacob's sons to kill every man in town. 2 men are able to kill scores, if not hundreds of men, because their penises are still sore 3 days after a circumcision. Apparently, circumcision is really about the stupidest thing ever, if you ask me. I'm not. Well, okay then. So, if they killed everyone, they must have killed untold numbers of innocent men who had no role whatsoever in Dinah's rape. Oh, yeah, I guess they do. Whoops. Whoopsie. Does God give any opinion about the innocent men being slaughtered? Nah. With his track record, I'm not even sure why I asked. Hey, what's Jacob been up to all this time? Does he at least thank his sons for standing up for their sister? Oh no, he's mad at them. Oh really? Oh yeah, the only concern he expresses at all is fear that the massacre his sons carried out will anger other local tribes. So there's no expression of support at all from Jacob concerning his daughter? None whatsoever. Huh. So yeah, that's about it. What do you think? Can I suggest something? What's that? These stories you share, have you noticed they're kind of stupid and depressing? I'm aware of a certain dreariness. Maybe you could spice things up by presenting something a little more entertaining sometime. Well, there may be something in this next bit I can work with.